In today's video, we want to talk to you about how to get out of a rut in life.
Like Teresa said, if you really want to get out of a rut in life, and everybody goes through ruts in their life, everybody does, and the problem is you don't want to stay in a rut too long because, just like they say, the only difference between a rut and a grave is the depth. And that's what we want you to not do. It's fine if you're going to be in a rut for a little bit, but realize you're in a rut and try to get out of it as quick as possible. And the best way to do this is to be thinking about what you really want out of life. What gives you energy in life? What makes you feel good about yourself? What makes you feel good about life? What makes you feel proud of something that you've done, whatever it is? And there's different ways of looking at this. And you got to remember that success is not something that just happens overnight. Success is a process, and success has to be a process because it's not the ultimate goal that you're really looking for. It's what it does to you inside as you go through the process to get to that ultimate goal. And a perfect example of this is like the lottery. You hear so many times that people who win the lottery, after they spend all their money, they end up in worse shape than they were when they ever began with. And that's because a lot of times, people who win the lottery, they don't know how to manage money. They don't know how to handle it. So just because you give a bunch of money to somebody doesn't mean now all of a sudden they know how to handle money. And in fact, they can make things worse. It's the people who slowly slowly learn by trial and error and make all kinds of mistakes. Those are the ones that end up financially well off because they've realized they've taken the steps to learn what not to do just as well as what to do. And that's where you have to think about when you're in a rut. Be happy that you're in a rut because you're getting to go through a process to get you out of that rut. And once you do that, now you feel better about yourself, you increase your self-esteem, and you also will be able to help somebody else get out of a rut when they're in one.
Right. So how do you get out of that rut? So you just have to think about what's important to you. And something that we have been doing for years is we write down something that we call our Firstlies. And so that stands for, so we're gonna take 5 areas of our life, and that's where we got firstlies from, and we're gonna think about what is important to us or what a goal would be for each area. So the F would be financially, the I is intellectually, the R is relationally, S is spiritually, and T is trained physically. Our whole health goes in that category. And so if you take those areas and you just think about how you want to improve in each one of those areas, that is how you can begin to get out of a rut.
Right. Yeah. And so anyway, think about what's important to you. Think about where you ultimately want to end up in life as far as what makes you feel good. Like something that makes you feel, the way I look at it is I want God to be smiling on me all the time. What was going to make God look down and smile on me, saying, that's why I put you on earth for, and that's what I want to do. What is my gift that I can do? So find out whatever your gift is. Think about what your gift is. What are you good at that nobody else is good at? And figure out, is this something really important? Like she talked about, we call it our big rocks, and there's a reason. We actually have a video that you can look at talking about the big rocks. And those are the firstlies that she was talking about. So we break each one of those down. And again, remember, it's a process. Okay, so you're not supposed to be this overnight. It's a process. It's learning. It's the thought process, the inner thoughts that you have. And the one way that we were trying to explain this to our boys when they were younger is we went and I was trying to think of what is something that where this little one little string actually becomes something bigger later. And I was at Lowe's one time and I was looking at the ropes. And I realized, well, a rope is made up of a bunch of different little cords. So I got this rope and I unwound it, and sure enough, there was another cord under that. And then I unwound that, and there was another little cord under that. And I unwound that, and that was actually made up of a bunch of strings. So I thought, well, this is a good thing to explain to the boys of what this means, that every single action you do, every single decision you make every single day is an action. And you need to be careful because all these actions, if you continue to do the same action over and over and over again, it is leading to a rope. It is, okay? And that's what you do is this is an action that you make one day. And when you do this action over and over and over again, that becomes a habit. And once you do this habit and you do this habit over and over and over again, that becomes a lifestyle. And now you have a lifestyle that you're going through every single month, every single year of your life, and that's going to end up with your destiny. Where are you going to end up finally in life? And all actions lead to a destiny. And the way you get out of a rut is realize what destiny it is. And that way, when you make these decisions every single day, every single decision, when you're sitting down there, it's like, well, you know, should I work out today or should I just sit here and binge watch Netflix? You know, I was like, some days you may really just be wiped out, and sitting down and doing nothing may be good. Maybe your body needs some downtime. However, if you make the same decision every single day and you're always doing Netflix or whatever, and you're not working out, but you have a final rope that you want to be healthy and fit, those don't jive. Okay, they don't go together. So you need to realize, I can't be making this decision every day and expecting this to happen. And so that's what you need. As soon as you figure out what your final makes you feel good, your final goal in life is, it's going to make you easier every single day that you make these little decisions. You know that you're leading to this, and it makes it easier to make these decisions. Should I do this or should I do that? Well, is it leading to the rope of destiny that I want, or is it leading away from the rope of destiny that I want? And so a lot of times it actually makes your habits these actions every day a lot easier if you already know where they're planning on going.
Now take it out.
Okay. and that's the deal. Everybody makes decisions every single day. We're all making decisions every single day, whether we know it or whether we don't know it. And the problem is people just make decisions off the whim of how they feel. Oh, I feel like doing this today, or I feel like doing that today. You can't make decisions off of how you feel, because chances are those are going to be the wrong decisions, and you're going to end up later in life when you make the decision of how you feel with your string, when you find out what that rope of destiny is that was attached to, it's not where you want to end up. And a lot of times people wait till they're later in life when they start having all these regrets, all these, just like Tony Robbins said, it's like, I should have done this, I should have done that, where you end up in the end of your life where you should all over yourself. And that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to should all over yourself. You want to think about it beforehand and make those decisions every single day that leads to the rope that you really do want.
So is that it?
It's up to you.
I think that's it.
The one thing is, don't say I didn't have time. Don't say I don't have time or I didn't have time, because we all have the same amount of time in our lives that everybody else does. Whether you are the President of the United States, makes major decisions every single day, or you're someone who just sits around on the couch and games all day, you still have the exact same amount of time every single day. So instead of saying I didn't have time or I don't have time, what you should be thinking is, I didn't prioritize that. I prioritize this over that. And that's what's going to make it easier to prioritize your job, or make it easier to prioritize your decisions, is to know that your priorities are actually leading to a big rope. They're actually leading to a major goal in your life that you want. So please never say I didn't have time or I don't have time anymore. Say I didn't prioritize. And just the fact that you said I didn't or I prioritized this over that makes you realize that that really is what you did, and is that the right priority that you wanted to do?
Okay. All right. So that's it in this video. Thanks for watching, and come back next time. We're going to make a video. We're going to talk more about our firstlies and kind of how we take that, we break it down, and we journal doing that. So hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.